Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Marko Bosanac, writer, director, and producer of a short animated film, New Idea. And I'm going to tell you a story, short version, how I find a new idea. While I was writing the screenplay, I was watching a lot of short animated films from all over the world. And I was watching the great character animation, VFX, 3D modeling environments. But the only films that I remembered were the ones with a great story. And that was my goal. So the first thing, pardon, first thing that we did, we needed to create characters. Characters, yeah, characters who's gonna find a new idea. So we created the characters who's gonna represent the magnifying lens, gonna represent the research. Pencil is representing the creativity, and the camera is representing the production. So we started the whole project in Unreal Engine 4, and the main goal or master plan was to create a short animated film. But the first thing that we needed to do is to create the teaser. Well, by the time I finished the screenplay, we added a few people to our team. It was character animator and one more 3D modeling artist, and we started doing it. And play blast kept coming. I was approving, giving comments. It took so much time; it was exhausting because we had a countless corrections, but somehow we managed to finish it. And at one point, just before that, I need to say this is very important for my story that I quit 2 times. And while we were working on this teaser, what happened was we finally finished it. And the only thing what we needed to do is to import everything into Unreal Engine. Sounds simple, but to us, it was the moment when we opened the door of hell. For 3 months straight, no matter what we did, every single render had some kind of bug with the character. So coronavirus was at its peak. Our core business basically disappeared. We had no income. And in that particular moment, my whole creative team resigned one by one. So I quit first time. So we joined other projects, but no matter what I was doing, I was constantly thinking about my characters, about my story, and I was educating myself on writing and directing. I was reading a lot about filmmaking, and I read something which became my mantra. It was the most honest form of filmmaking is making a film for yourself. So I rewrote the story for the film that I would like to watch. So after 6 or 9 months of doing that, I started complaining and whining to all of my friends how sorry I am, what happened to me, whatever. And they will start giving me context for the people who knows Unreal Engine. And, you know, I made million calls and everybody was like, I know a guy. That guy say, I can help you. Give me another call that would last forever. Long story short, one guy said, listen, I can't help you, but I think you can. So my background is in advertising, and there's a certain way we trained for these meetings, first meetings, because you will never have a second chance for the first impression. And we scheduled a meeting with these guys, our saviors, in Farmbox Animation Studio, and the two guys walked in with the t-shirts and short pants and introduced themselves as Bazooka and Johnny. Of course, I thought I will never finish my film. But it turns out that Bazooka is VFX artist specializing in Houdini, and Johnny is lighting and shading artist specializing in Unreal Engine. And in the end of the meeting, they said, listen, give us 2 weeks and we'll let you know. So that's it. I was waiting, and after exactly two weeks, they sent me this. to me, it was a miracle. I was watching a Pixar film. And so I was happy. We decided to publish that teaser. And the only thing that I don't know who brought that idea, but it was genius because we put 3 hashtags. It was CGI, it was animation, and it was Unreal Engine. And after a week, one of my friends texted me that we are on some kind of news, and I was thinking he was joking with me because it lasted so long for a 1 minute of teaser. But it turns out that we were at the news, Epic Games News and Community Spotlight, and actually we were the spotlight of the week. So in less than 48 hours, more than 2,000 people saw our teaser. So one of my friends, because it was a hype between us, only between us, suggested that I should apply for the Epic Mega Grants. I was a little bit skeptical, but why not? So I sent it, and I didn't count it, but after 67 days, in 10 a.m., I received an email from Epic Mega Grants, and they were extremely interested. Asked me about the film, what are my plans, and I replied with everything I got. Ending explanation, screenplays, screenshots, everything. And a few days later, they replied with this. Actually, thank you so much. We regret to inform you, new idea wasn't selected for a mega grant. Of course, I didn't cry, but I was devastated. And because we already have a team around these guys and continue working on it, exactly, I couldn't afford anymore the team, so we quit for a second time. Fortunately for us, we really fast got the job from Anheuser-Busch company to create virtual academies for them, for their brands, Bud Light and Michelob beer. And after a while, when we finished that, I was on a vacation and I checked my email, and on top of unread messages was Epic Mega Grants. And I was confused because I didn't ask for anything. But anyway, they decided to give us a grant. So confidence came back into our house. So most of the team was available. So we continued working on it. And one of the saviors, Nikola Jelenkovic, Johnny, he's actually here. He's our most valuable person for this film. Showed me this. And he said that we should switch from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 and show me the difference. Then I said, fine, that's it. But the problem was, as Johnny said, if we want to do that, we need to correct everything. The characters, the rigs, the models, everything, because nothing was prepared for Unreal Engine. So, okay, we did it, but he explained it like this. So, because we only think how we could import into Unreal Engine was through Alembic files. It means that we couldn't do anything, any adjustments in Unreal Engine. So we need to switch everything to FBX, export import file, and we need to prepare and adjust everything for path tracing. It was a journey, but it turns out it was great. The thing, what was important, finally, everything started working. We had a pipeline, which works, production plan, everything was on time. After such a long time, we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But then I saw this. And I decided that we should do the last scene like this. I use my talent for complicating my life and life of my colleagues. So we decide to do this. Fortunately for us, Take One Studio shot this film with Trilateral and Epic Games. And lucky for me, I knew people from Take One Studio, and we tried a lot of things. We did a lot of testing there for MetaHuman. They had a whole know-how for the MetaHuman how to shot. So basically, we came there and we did testings in the studio. Basically, everything what we imagined that happened there, and it was extremely fast and extremely great. That I was amazed because we shot the whole scene in probably one day, and everything worked so well beyond our expectations. And all this that we try, I'm going to show you the last scene from our film, which looked like this. Wow. Yeah, we use it as a like a one shot, and we use the mirror shot. I have to admit, we stole it from the film Contact by Robert Zemeckis. We used the same scene, but it was really hard, and that's credits all goes to the Johnny, because to track that shot and combine everything to look like it's in a mirror, it was a very hard task, but we somehow managed. And after a while, I think that whole process lasts like 2.5 years. We somehow managed to finish the film. And our plan was, to show this to the TV networks, streaming platforms, animation studios, producers, and hope that they're going to hire us to do the same thing for them. And somehow we make the decision to submit our film to the festivals. And the only hope we got and the expectation was, not to be rejected right away. But it turns out that most of the festivals liked our film. And so far, thank you. We have like 19 awards for the best short animated film. And we also like to, if anybody wants to show or submit film to the film festival, you have to understand it's very important to be selected and then to be a nominee. And when you get there, you're already a winner, because after that, it's up to jury. Maybe you will win, maybe you won't. That's what I understand when I was in New York. But especially we are proud on this side here, our official selections in festivals like Gen Con, Animes, and what's that? Sapporo, yeah, in Japan. Basically, those are the festivals who receive like more than 3,000 films. And to be in the top 5 or a top 8, it's a lottery. So we somehow achieved it. But the award that I'm the most proud, because I was that one in New York. It was like an Oscar ceremony, but for poor people. It was. But it was great emotion there. But what I want to say is this. I think that one of the speakers before said something about luck. It is most important thing in this business. It's luck. But even more is important to be ready for that. My fortune was that I have ambition, and I wanted to finish that no matter what. That was my strength all the way. And my motivation was that I wanted to create, and then achieve that, to create a film that I would like to watch. And my mantra was true. So the most honest form of filmmaking is making a film for yourself. Thank you.